Man, my whole family has been waiting on this film. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way. Hey. So I checked out Coming to America 2. Yo, I must have seen the original one close to 100 times with my family. It was so iconic that it influenced hip-hop and pop and just about the culture in general. I always thought it was a dope representation of African royalty. The sequel is directed by Craig Brewer and was released by Amazon Prime. It continues Prince Hakim's story, who becomes the king of Zamunda, a fictional wealthy African country that is self-sustained. The country reminds me of a traditional Wakanda without all the futuristic devices. In the original film, Hakim dips to the US to avoid an arranged marriage and finds a wife. 30 years later, Hakim is now happily married with his wife Lisa, and they have 3 daughters. But there's trouble in paradise. The general of the country next door, literally called Nextdoria, wants blood in marriage or blood in war with Zamunda. So Hakim has to find an heir that will unite their families and countries through marriage. Hakim's father, King Jaffe Jofar's dying wish is for Hakim to find his long-lost son and prep him to be the heir of the throne. Mans had a dramatic funeral service while he was alive, with Morgan Freeman as the speaker and performances by En Vogue, Salt and Pepper, and Gladys Knight. It was lit. Hakim and Semi leave to America, scoop the now 30-year-old prince named Lavelle, who's struggling and ain't saying much in life, back to Zamunda, where he learns their royal ways and has to pass a princely test that includes facing a lion. You're gonna get heavy deja vu while you're watching this film because it relies on the best moments from the original film. Like the Queen's barbershop scene where Eddie Murphy plays Clarence the Barber and all his funny old homies. And they're still arguing about boxing and all the same old things. Lavelle's experience in Zamunda was the opposite of Hakim's experience in Queens, but was missing all the funny situations. Hakim did a lot of exploring and had some funny experiences like his job at McDonald's and his hilarious night outs with Simi, which were the highlights of the film. But Lavelle, for the most part, he was just trying to figure out how to fit in with his new family in Zamunda. My favorite scene has got to be when Michael Blackson introduced General Izzy. That walk he was doing, however he was doing it, it was 2 jokes. I'm glad the Soul Glow soundtrack made it to the film as well. My favorite scene from the last film was when Samuel L. Jackson robbed the McDonald's. It's too bad they didn't have a cameo appearance of him robbing the McDowells. Rick Ross helped bring Zamunda to life by renting out his estate as the palace. I think it's safe to say that that property is everybody's dream home. It's a 45,000 square foot, 12-bedroom mansion in Atlanta, Georgia, that was previously owned by boxer Evander Holyfield. I can definitely see future films being filmed there. That mansion looked amazing. After over 30 years, some points of this film felt like a parody of the first one. And this film gave off heavy girl power vibes. There were too many stars in this film for me to name them all, but it features the same old cast with some new ones. Of course, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall reprised their roles as Hakim and Semi. They were both funny, and it's safe to say they both still got it. Wesley Snipes, he played General Izzy, the leader of Nextdoria. I don't even know why Hakeem was afraid of him. Dude was one of the funniest people in the film. Tiana Taylor was the general's daughter, and her performance was an amazing entrance. Shout out to Tiana, man. She can sing. Rotimi, he played the general's goofball son. James Earl Jones reprised his role as Hakeem's father, King Jaffe Joffer. Sherry Headley was back as Hakeem's wife. She had a minor role in this film, whereas Lavelle's mom, that's played by Leslie Jones, got way more airtime. It's probably because Leslie is hilarious, but her character was a self-proclaimed 5. Hakeem should have gotten a paternity test. That's 100. Hakeem's bastard son, Lavelle, was played by Jermaine Fowler. Shout out to him too. He played his role well. His love interest, Mirembe, was played by Nuzamo Mobathe. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name, shorty. Tracy Morgan played Lavelle's uncle named Reem. This film made me remember just how funny Tracy Morgan is. Shout out to Tracy Morgan, man. I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm looking forward to future films. John Amos returns as Cleo McDowell. He opens up his own restaurant that's a funny ripoff of McDonald's in Zamunda called McDowell's. And Rick Ross and Michael Blackson, they also have cameos as members of the Nextdorian army. It wasn't as good as the original, but sequels rarely are. Other than Rush Hour 2, I can't name another film that was better than its original. But the story was cool, and it kind of made you feel how the first one did because it plays off of its jokes and moments. So I'd say mission accomplished. I was laughing the whole way through. The film had dope fight sequences, visuals, and performances. So I'm gonna give it 3 mics. Let me know what y'all thought about Coming to America 2 in the comments below. It's free for y'all to support the channel by hitting that like button and subscribing too. So make sure y'all do that. And I'm gonna get up with y'all in the next video, alright? Holla at me. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way uptown. I came from uptown, way